Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. I am here to do my big Q&A from pretty much right now at the current standards the last year or so. The pretty much annual Q&A. I think I did like one Q&A or a few handfuls last year. Not many whatsoever. I would like to get back to at least once a month doing that, picking out like 10 questions or something once a month. I would like to get back to that eventually, but I can't promise we can do it. Anyway, so this is the 3rd year anniversary of my channel. Back in, let's see, 2022, 2021, 2020, was it 2019 or 2018? I think it was 2019 when I started the channel. Anyway, February 28th of 2019, I got this channel together and started out with pretty much a thing that I grew up on, Goosebumps, and decided I wanted to get back into reading in 2018 when I had a back injury. I was staying up late every night, I couldn't work, and I remember, and you guys, many of you, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you've heard this story at least a couple of times, because I do talk about it quite a bit. My love for horror, particularly my love for Goosebumps, is what got me through a lot of that issue with my back. I believe I was only healed by God. It was the kind of thing where they pretty much think that I probably was not supposed to heal up very easily, and I haven't had pretty much any back pain at all. I've had some off and ons depending on how cold the weather gets sometimes, but other than that, thank God, I haven't had a whole lot of problems. So this is the thing. 2018, I spent a lot of time buying and reading newer Goosebumps books. I didn't have many when I was growing up, maybe 10 in total, not even that possibly. I'd say about 10. I had read probably about 15 when I was growing up. I was a bigger fan of the TV show than I was the books, but I loved the typical ones, the books that kids loved. I think I read the first Haunted Mask maybe once or twice, maybe once, maybe never. I don't know. It's very similar to that first episode adaptation they did for it. Very little has changed between the two. So I tried to take back in hindsight and remember whether I actually did read that first one or not. I'm pretty sure I did at least once, or at least tried. Anyway, Not a Living Dummy 1, 2, and 3. Pretty sure I read 1 and 2 quite a few times. I don't think I read 3, but maybe once. Maybe, I don't remember. It's kind of off and on. The older I get, the more I can't remember certain things like that. We're so menial when it comes to, I know I read the first 2, that kind of thing. And I own quite a few, like Legend of the Lost Legend, Curse of Camp Cold Lake, which I've read God knows how many times. I've read that like 8 times in my life. You know, and I love the book. It's a really solid book. I love the cover more than the actual book itself, but the book is fun. It has some cool things going for it. Anyway, I want to thank you all for listening, for you guys who have been here from the beginning, the people who are just joining now. I just got a new sub a little bit ago who would put in one of the comments, hey, most wanted review for the whole series, your ranking video, you know, great video, here to sub. Thank that guy. I thank all of you. I want to thank every single one of you for being here, listening to me ramble all this time, and listening to me and over and over again for ages. I want to thank all of you for being a part of my life on this channel. I know that I've not been as good to you guys the last year or so. I've just been bogged down, man. I didn't realize how much marriage takes time, you know, and being a Christian too, it's kind of hard to spend a lot of time with God, reading His Word, in prayer, anything like that. That takes up time too, and I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't spent a whole lot of time doing that because I've been so busy with the YouTube stuff, and particularly with my actual work, like my actual job. And that management thing is a horrible beast that you never want to get into, let me tell you that. I had a really bad month and a half at work. Anyway, so here's to another year of doing Goosebumps YouTube stuff. I want to thank you all. I hope these questions will get solid answers for you. I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's a long one. I decided to do every single question. I know we have like 37 comments here. There could be multiple questions in a lot of these comments. Doesn't really matter. You guys deserve it because I haven't put out that much content this year, or last year, I mean. And I feel really bad about that. I do genuinely feel like a guiltiness with that. I don't really respond to your comments that often just because I'm exhausted with the renovation and stuff. Even before that was happening, I was exhausted mentally. The older I get too, the more I like quiet time. You ever feel like that? You folks that are older than me or about my age, the more I work with people, the more I want quiet time. It's like that. Anyway, so let's get into the first couple of questions. Again, thank you guys for being here for 3 years. That's amazing. That's such a great thing. And at this current moment, we have 2,140 subscribers. I can't believe that I have a channel that hit over 2,000. The highest one of my channels in the past has ever hit was about maybe 1,000, somewhere in there. Not much beyond that, maybe 1,100. I'm shocked by how much the channel's grown, with how little effort is put into these videos aside from reading them and so on and so on. I do have a Diet Dr. Pepper right here to read, or to drink, whatever. I'll be honest with you, I can already feel it's kind of warm up here in the old attic space, the guest bedroom space, whatever. So I'll probably be sweating bullets by the end of this video, or being exhausted, out of breath, all that other good stuff. You may even see me pass out on camera. I passed out once in my life, and it was back in Thanksgiving when I was sick. I was puking, and I passed out beside the toilet in the bathtub. And I remember waking up wondering where I was, because I was hanging upside down, and what that was my head was hanging upside down because I was stuck, because I have broad shoulders, and the toilet the toilet and the shower grabbed me and held me up. Anyway, I didn't hit my head is what I'm trying to say. First question here is from the English Super Boo fan. I'm actually currently rereading or rewatching Dragon Ball Z, and I'm in the Boo saga right now, right at the tail end. I'm just now stopping on the episode of Super Boo, or Kid Boo, being created. I love Dragon Ball Z, by the way. Great show, if I haven't talked about it enough. Do you like any drama series like Cold Case, Without a Trace, NCIS, Bones? So I'm going to be honest with you. This is just me. I've never seen Cold Case, never seen Without a Trace. My grandmother loved both of those shows. I've seen NCIS, not a fan. Seen Bones, not a fan. It's like that weird Joss Whedon humor. I do like CSI, depending on what we're talking about. If it's CSI New York with my boy Gary Sinise, I love it. It's great. If we're talking about Criminal Minds, I can watch it in passing. I get bored pretty quick. I love Matlock. My wife loves it. She's a huge fan of it. I like that. Magnum P.I. is fantastic. Miami Vice, from what I've seen of it, I like. The first pilot episode is really boring. It's like that horrible remake movie they did with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. It was so boring. I will always give things a chance. I don't really faithfully watch any drama series. As a matter of fact, the older I get, the more I watch stuff that I know I like. Like, for example, Dragon Ball Z. I'm currently rewatching that, like I said. There's a lot of stuff I spend more time on with that than drama series. I've got the typical opinions, like Breaking Bad is a masterpiece until it hits the final season. I'm not a big fan of the final season and all the wife stuff. Skylar's awful. Let's see. What other kind of drama series do I like? Dexter starts out really great. The first season of Dexter is phenomenal. I'm really not a fan after much of that. If you consider Walking Dead a drama series and not really just a horror zombie show, the first season of that's amazing, and everything after that I can't stand. Frankly, especially season 2. Season 2 was so awful. Just boring, dull garbage. So yeah, I'm kind of that guy. I don't really watch many thriller shows. Hannibal is excellent. I love that. I've not even finished the first season of it. I've watched like the first few episodes over and over again. Never had time to carve out to watch all 2 or 3 seasons of it. But Hannibal is an absolute must. I'm not even that big of a fan of the movies. I love the Red Dragon movie. Silence of the Lambs is fantastic. Not a fan of almost any of the other adaptations and versions. Haven't seen Manhunter though. But that Hannibal show is excellent. I love it. Anyway, that's really it when it comes to TV shows. I'm more of like an 80s fan, so if I see stuff like Magnum P.I., I like stuff like that. That's pretty much it. My wife also tried to get me watching In the Heat of the Night. It was alright. Thank you, Boo. Not B-O-O, but B-U-U. Thank you for being around on the channel for so long, my friend. Mikey Coughlin. Hey, man, so my question is, would you like to see more shared universe or Easter eggs in Goosebumps books? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, we have some of that with like the GYG books. They have certain little hints here and there for like Slappy, and if you're in a carnival, like the first ever GYG book that came out, whatever it was called, like the Carnival of something, I forgot what it's called. There's a sequel book as well. In that particular one, they reference Horrorland. They have Slappy actually in the book. They have like a tub of monster blood in the book. Anyway, I don't mean like what they did with the Horrorland arc, which, you know, we all know about that, which I know you weren't a fan of. I mean just small nods that only us longtime fans would pick up on, and if someone didn't pick up on it, it wouldn't matter to the story in any way. That would be cool, but I also think that Stein is the kind of writer that he can't, for whatever reason, he seems like he doesn't like to do that at all. And I think I've seen interviews where he said, like, the reason he writes, like, if he writes a trilogy of books, each book is a standalone book, for whether it be for Fear Street or Goosebumps, typically because he can't keep the ideas of what happened previously in the story. And he's tried that a couple of times with writing, like, a big 300-page Goosebumps book splitting it into two-parters, like the Body Squeezers books from Series 2000. I haven't read those yet. He's tried to do that before, and, you know, the nods thing, I don't know how much easier that might be, depending on how well Stein's memory is. A copy editor might be able to help with that, I don't know. They check for details and stuff, but still. It may work, it may not work. So an example of what I'm talking about is Slappy World Diary of a Dummy. I love the book, but I think it could have been pushed to a whole different level with one simple addition. When the protagonists are reading the diary, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, guys, so I'm going to be kind of cautious about what I say on this. Creep from the Deep example. I just wish Stein did stuff like this now and again. The only one I can think of that he ever did was Evan on TV talking about Monster Blood and Return to Horrorland. Sorry for such a long question, and congratulations on 3 years. Mikey, my friend with the same name as me, thank you so much for your question. I like the idea of the nods thing. I think it could be cool, especially for the newer Slappy World stuff. I'm kind of surprised we haven't done that. But, I don't know, Goosebumps tries to hint at certain things every once in a while, but they don't really do a whole lot of it there. Again, your biggest throwbacks are GYG, and that's not even always the case. That's every once in a while. I do think it's cool how, like, in the TV show, they kind of answered this for you already if you're a fan of the TV episodes. For the old 90s show, I don't know about the new one, but the old 90s show, you can see a lot of stuff in the background. Like, you might see, like, a Horrorland poster or, like, Goosebumps books on one of the bookshelves and that kind of thing. There's cool things like that in the show. I get the idea of having it in the newer books for throwback's sake and retro's sake. I get it, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, but I get it. I would appreciate it tremendously, especially all these Goosebumps books I've read in the last 3.5 years, 4 years of my life, 3 years doing a YouTube channel with it. Yeah, I'd absolutely appreciate that. Then I could be one of those YouTubers that does the breakdown videos, and you know, I could have like a picture of the page of the book behind my head, and then I could have like a red arrow and a circle drawn around it, and the arrow pointing to it, and say, "Look at this, you missed this," or big question marks, or an exclamation point, something like that. You know, to fit into that whole genre of YouTube. And I'm being passive-aggressive today. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving along. Thank you for your question, my friend. Edward the Great 453. Congratulations on the 3rd anniversary. Thank you so much. Here are my questions. What are some Goosebumps books you think are underrated? You Can't Scare Me. Haunted Mask 2. It's Alive, It's Alive. Frankenstein's Dog. I know there's a couple of new ones, but those are the big ones for me. Big ones. And Ghost Camp. Ghost Camp is always underrated until people rate it and then people love it. I don't know any people who don't really love that book. At least I don't think I do. Watch It Be Completionist, Monster Blood, all those guys too. I don't know. Is there any books you were stoked for but was disappointed after reading it? There's quite a few. There's quite a few, especially in the newer books, like Slappy World books, because I'll get into the book like Ghost of Slappy quite a bit, and then the ending or the last third of the book is horrible. There's a lot of that, frankly, that I feel a lot of the time. But most of the time, I think I typically really enjoy the book. I'm trying to think of the most disappointing one I've recently read. That may very well possibly be maybe The Lizard of Oz. That was the most recent I've read, aside from the GYG book I reviewed about the Scream of the Evil Genie. I was hoping that would be really good, based on the title, but then I got a warning from my boy Spongy down in the comments, and he said it was bad. And he was certainly right. It was one of the worst I've read from Goosebumps, frankly. And I was hoping I would never have to read one that bad again, but Lizard of Oz took the cake, man. I really don't think I'm going to hit one that close again, except for like Chicken. But that was... Lizard of Oz was one of them, man. I didn't have high expectations for that. I like newer Goosebumps books as well as the older ones, no matter how bad the endings typically are nowadays, or how much they steal the formula or some of the ideas and just flip them around a little bit with plot twists and stuff. But I was worried, and that one was a shocker of a bad one. All right, any advice on how to deal with mean or strict teachers who just aren't friendly? I hate my honors algebra teacher. Frankly, I don't like math to begin with, to be honest with you. Once you get out of, you know, the basics like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, subtraction, addition. I can't remember which ones I said. Anyway, once you get out of those basics, you start getting all this other crap. I never made it out of pre-algebra, frankly. I think I tried Algebra 1 once, and then they were like, nah, this guy ain't cut out for this. I was great at English, solid at history, I was decent at science, depending on what we're talking about. Anatomy really messed me up. That was hard to watch some of that stuff. But particularly, I thought it was mostly getting used on how to really memorize a lot. There's a lot of bones in the body, bruh, you know? My advice to you would be, number 1, forgive them. Number 2, ignore them. Because teachers nowadays are, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of respect for modern day teachers. I grew up with really bad teachers in school, particularly with middle school and high school. Middle school, it was kind of a mixed bag. I had some better ones, and I had some that were just, they didn't care about their job. They knew what they were dealing with. When I got to high school, my high school was awful. I hated my high school. I think it sucks. To this day, it sucks from what I've heard. I've heard it's gotten worse over the years because, you know, the world's gotten worse. But I had horrible teachers in high school. I had maybe 3 or 4 in the entire building over the entire 4-year course that I went to that school that I actually had any respect for, any kindness towards, anything like that. I had many that weren't just like careless in the sense that they didn't like their job, they didn't like the kids they dealt with, they didn't like the school system, something like that. I dealt with people who were just plain out mean teachers, just hateful teachers. I don't care about the strict part, that doesn't bother me, but just straight out rude people. And a lot of that is a self-loathing type of thing from their aspect, in my opinion, because I have teachers in my family, I've seen it. Those teachers can be kind of miserable as well, frankly. My wife has had friends that were teachers, they suck too. I mean, there's a lot of bad teachers nowadays, people who do not need to be in education, and frankly, people who do not need to be teaching kids, as far as I'm concerned. My advice to you would be to ignore them. Do your work, be a respectable student, be a respectable person, but frankly, who cares what they have to say or think? They're your teacher, yeah, they're a place of authority, but man, a lot of authority is bad nowadays, and frankly, teachers aren't any, exception to that rule as far as I'm concerned. That's just my 2 cents. Follow what your parents tell you to do, but that's my personal 2 cents on that. I think that many of them don't deserve the respect they demand, frankly. Anyway, that's just my little rebellious nature today. God bless, man. Have a good one. Hey, you too, my friend Edward. Thank you. Okay, moving along to 27 with neck tats. It took me a second to process what I was reading out loud. Congrats, brother. My questions are, by the way, thank you. What do you do for a living? I work in a factory, and it is a hot mess during the summer. I sweat bullets. We're already having days off and on where we get days like that, and I look like a mess, frankly. Favorite sports team? I don't really have one. I don't really watch sports. I do really like hockey. I don't really like to watch as much as I like to play it, but it's more like a field hockey because I can't skate to save my life. I don't care at all about basketball. I literally pull that sports ball joke all the time on everybody that I talk to. I used to call it sports ball all the time to my wife as a joke about, hey, they're not the same thing, but they kind of feel the same way. I don't like baseball. It's nice being outside and enjoying it with friends. It's not fun if you're watching it by yourself, though. Hockey can be fun in general, especially when they're allowed to fight. That's cool stuff. But no favorite sports team. I used to have a favorite football team when I was relatively interested in that back in high school. That would be the Vikings. And then they lost Brett Favre within 2 weeks of him joining the team. I was like, why do I even care about this anymore? Thanks again. Have a good one. Hey, thank you, Neck Tats. Crypt, I have 6 questions for you. Question 1, would you like if Slappy is the one trapping kids in books of Goosebumps just a theory? Yeah, that'd be cool. I would watch that. I'd read that. Question 2, if you had to choose between the 3 Slappy World books that came out last year, how would you rank them? What was that? Judy and the Beast. Was it Monster Blood 6? I don't remember the other one. I'm sorry, dude. I would do the rankings, but I don't remember. I think Monster Blood may have come out on top out of the 3 from last year, if I'm remembering them correctly. I think there was a Slappy World book last year, too. Did Diary of a Dummy come out last year? I don't think it did. I think that was 2020. I don't remember what came out last year. I had so many delays with how long it took to get my hands on the books because Amazon was slow. Barnes & Noble never had them in, ever. I don't know. I think Judy and the Beast was my least favorite, if I'm remembering correctly, and I think Monster Blood was my favorite, even though it was kind of weak towards the end. Pretty weak. Anyway, yeah. Question 3, if the show has a Crypt Keeper style, who should be host, Slappy or R.L. Stein? Stein's not going to do it. He's too old. He's also... You can tell from the old series, he had some energy then if they had a good joke that he'd kind of covered and said yeah, this is what I would say, and then tinkered with it. He wasn't always the host, but when he was, I liked it. I don't think he would do the new one, nor do I think he should. I don't think he has the energy for it as an older guy. Slappy would be cool, and I would like that. I would be worried about not having Slappy in an episode because of that. And I don't think the host thing is necessary. I love Tales from the Crypt. I love the new Creep show. But I would say... that I don't think it's necessary, and I think it would just take up time if we're doing 25-minute or 30-minute long episodes that we don't really have to spare. That's like a 3-minute to 5-minute long intro and outro. I mean, you have a 20-minute story there if it's a 30-minute full-on thing with no ads. So, that's just me. Question number 4, last year, you did the Werewolf Review-a-thon. Do you have one planned for this year? I don't know how much I actually have of series left. I have Series 2000. I could do a review-a-thon for that. This is the thing, my schedule got so mixed up and it's still so messed up with my time and my energy and stuff and trying to still, go to working out and losing weight and cooking and stuff. All that stuff, maintaining a house, all those things, it takes time, frankly. Review-a-thon, last time I did one with Completionist and Austin, aka Monster Blood, for the werewolf thing like we did last year. And bro, I think I was like 3 months late after they had already finished all their reviews and ranked them and everything by the time I got out the rest of my book reviews. And I felt awful about that because I felt like everybody was kind of looking at me like, why are you taking so long? It was just such a mess, dude. I felt horrible about that. And I had so much I had backed up on. Things I would start reading and like 2 weeks later be able to finish the book. And I'd be like, I don't remember the beginning of the book. Now I have to go back and research that. I feel like there was one review that I messed up, one part of my review about what I was thinking. I confused it with another one of the Goosebumps werewolf books. It was a hassle. I don't think I would do a straight up review-a-thon with other people ever again just because it was my fault that I was so far behind. I wanted to keep up with the other guys and do like a review or two a week. I couldn't do it. If I wasn't married and stuff and was kind of in the situation I was before, I probably would have had more time for that, but frankly, with management and all that, I probably wouldn't have time to read. So, it is what it is, frankly. I don't think I would ever do it with people again. By myself, maybe. But I don't know. I like mixing things up. I get bored with the straight-up Goosebumps books, and I like the GYG stuff to kind of be an interlude when I get bored with the regular story formula. But yeah, that's just me. I would probably do another one, but I don't have one planned so far. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comment section down below, my friend. Alright, question number 5. Have you ever read any Harry Potter books or watched any movies? I've read the first book like 5 times in my life, and I really like it. I think that the movies are way better than the books, in my opinion, just because I haven't read the later books either, the ones that people say are better because they're like 900 pages a piece. I read the second one a couple of times, which was good, and I read the third one like halfway through one time, and I was like, this sucks. And I'm not a big fan of that movie either. That's when Harry Potter got like really, really adult and dark. But I do love the movies. I've seen all the movies. My least favorite is probably, is it part 5? Which one is before Half-Blood Prince? It's whatever that one is. The one with the blue cover on the books. The Order of Phoenix. That's what it was. That's like my least favorite. Question number 6, the last one. What series in store next after Most Wanted? Good video, God bless you. Thank you so much, Crypt 2. I don't know. I don't really read like all of Series 2000, all of Most Wanted, all of GYG. I don't really do that. I just kind of jump around a little bit. I have a lot of classic books left. I have a lot of GYG left. There's the triple header books. That could be a review-a-thon if we wanted to do that as well, but it's 2 books, you know, so why not? I don't know. I'm just kind of all over the place, man. I just kind of want to jump around a little bit still now that I'm nearing the end of Goosebumps. I've read over half the books. I have TV books. I need to get to those some point. There's not really a whole lot of comparisons between the episodes that I've seen. I'll probably still watch them before I review those books just to see the comparisons on the books, see what those adaptations are like to those TV books. And other than that, I mean, I really don't have a whole lot to think about doing the straight-up series read-throughs. When I get to the last like 4 or 5 books of a series, and I usually am like, yeah, I'll just bomb these out and review these. And I'll probably do that with the classic series. If I finish the classic books, which I think I will in 2021, God willing, or 2022, whatever year this is, if I finish it, I'm going to try to do the classic series more than likely. I'll probably do that with the classic series and read like the last 5 books of that. But yeah, for now, I don't really have any plans, frankly. Hey, thank you for your questions. Crypt 2, I appreciate it. All right, William with an exclamation point. My Q&A. Okay, we got like 6 questions here too. Number 1, what is your favorite movie? It's a tie between It's a Wonderful Life and Donnie Darko. They're both like the same movie in a lot of different ways. Not the same formula of storytelling, not the same tone, because one's really dark, one is kind of dark, but also very, very, very sweet and lighthearted at the end of it. I think both movies are very pleasant. They're very comforting, in my opinion. One I watch about once a year, which is Donnie Darko. It's usually in the fall because it takes place during the fall. And It's a Wonderful Life, I pretty much watch every Christmas once a year, and I love it. It just always makes me sob. Both movies make me sob, but that one makes me ugly cry, frankly. Number 2, how long have you wanted to do YouTube but couldn't? I've done YouTube off and on since like 2010, I want to say. I would have, you know, the book review channel I started out with, and then I would do like audio-only videos. I didn't really like that channel. Just kind of deleted that. I deleted both of those channels pretty much, all the videos on them. Eventually I came back around to doing different things here and there. I did one channel where I reviewed pretty much everything with audio only and a picture up on the screen. And I really liked that. I kind of miss doing that a lot, and I may possibly one day, depending on what I think, I may or may not possibly at some point go back to that formula on another channel. Maybe not Strange Michael where I review horror movies, but maybe on something else, because I could just kind of talk about anything I wanted. It wasn't the best way to rack up videos and reviews and views and all that kind of stuff, mainly because I would just make videos about anything I wanted to talk about. If it snowed, I'd be like, oh yeah, it snowed today, man. You know, what should I do today? And stuff like that. But it was limiting. It was a different time. I've had a lot of different channels over the years, and I've had things I've thought about doing for channels that just kind of fell through. But this one was kind of the one that was a more niche thing that people also love and remember. You know, I had the guy doing the renovations, as a matter of fact, for the kitchen. He came in on like his first day, walked into the area where my living room is. We kind of have that in the back of the house pretty much. He came over and he saw that bookshelf with all the Goosebumps stuff on it. And he was like, dude, I love your Goosebumps collection. He hadn't read a book ever in his entire life of Goosebumps. Just seen the TV show, liked that, had his kids have memories of it. He remembered it being popular in the 90s. And he knew about it, but he never read it, never touched them before. But he saw all that, and apparently my wife's best friend, Sam, comes over sometimes, and, you know, they'll be hanging out, and she'll go over to the station, not the station, she'll go over to the bookshelf and look at it constantly, just being like, wow, I just can't believe how much is there. Like, there's a lot of stuff there. But there's just so much Goosebumps stuff out there, and when they see things like Bjorn, you know, Goosebumps, Aussie fan, when they see his collection, when I show that to them in videos, be like, you know, this guy has it worse because there's so much stuff. It's merchandise too, and I can't afford all that. Plus, I don't have room for that kind of stuff too. They're just dumbfounded. They're dumbfounded by how much stuff is out there, frankly. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to tell people about that. Anyway, yeah, that was a very long answer to a very short question. Number 3, best Goosebumps covers. Dude, Curse of Camp Cold Lake is amazing. The original Not a Living Dummy, Haunted Mask 1 and 2. I got a lot of favorites. I love You Can't Scare Me, Ghost Camp, Welcome to Horrorland is a fantastic. What is the Camp Jelly Jam? I can't remember the full title for Camp Jelly Jam. It's a good one, a really good book. Like the cover a lot for that one with the creepy camp counselor. Can't remember his name, but still, lots of good ones. I think most of the best ones are from the original series. Series 2000 has a lot of good ones too, frankly. Number 4, how many Goosebumps books in your collection do you own and where do you get them? I don't know how many I own. There's like 300 Goosebumps books out there, frankly, if not more that I'm forgetting about. I bought a lot of doubles. I've got a lot of triples, honestly, for hardcovers. Not like I have 3 of the same hardcover. I do have some particular books that I love. I do have that, like Haunted Mask and whatnot. But I have like triples of some books, and that includes the hardcover cover, that includes the foreign cover, that includes a lot of different stuff like that. I don't know how many I own, but there's a lot. There's a lot, frankly. I pretty much got all of mine. Like I said, I only had like 10 on my bookshelf, maybe 12 on my bookshelf when I started reading them again in 2018 when I had my back injury. But going along and kind of picking them up, I was getting a lot off of eBay, and I got most of my collection from thrift books, because thrift books was fantastic. You could get a relatively decent looking book for like $1, maybe $5 with the no shipping. So it'd be about $5 typically for that. I recommend thrift books tremendously. They're very good. They've worked well with me all the time. I really like their prices. And like I said, a lot of the Goosebumps books are easy to find. Not many, but a lot of them are easy to get your hands on, I would say. Even more so frequently on thrift books compared to eBay. Thrift books is where you're going to find a lot of the rare stuff. I think most of my rare stuff has come from eBay, but I see a lot more of it posted on thrift books from what I can tell. And I don't really search out for Goosebumps very often anymore on either, because I have all of them. I have everything I could want out of Goosebumps books and movies and stuff. I still have DVDs to collect. I would like to get a Blu-ray steelbook for the Goosebumps movies, but I think there's only one for the original movie. I don't know about the second one, but oh well. You know, but that's where I recommend collecting that stuff. Number 5, what's your most damaged cover of Goosebumps? I have a copy of, I think it's Give Yourself Goosebumps number 4. It's the one with the orange dog, or fox or whatever on the front cover. I think it's an orange dog. It's one of my favorites, one of the best special editions out there. It's a really great GYG book, genuinely scary. I think it was One Night in Pain House or something. I remember Pain House being in the cover title. That one, I have a copy that's just like cut in half. I also have a copy of, it's one of the rare TV books, and it's the Lawn Gnomes one, I think is what it was. And like a big portion of the bottom of the cover is like missing, and it's like replaced with an index card somebody put on there and like colored in to look like it filled in that spot. Very clearly a child's handiwork. I showed it in my review, if you've seen that TV book review. And that was kind of cute and kind of funny and kind of charming. I'm kind of glad I got that one, because it's a rare book, but I also have a very special one with that weird cover corner, you know? Yeah. Number 6, what would you do if R.L. Stein retires? I would probably be happy for him. He deserves some time off. I know he only puts out like one Goosebumps book every 3 months or something like that. I don't think he writes anything else unless he's doing like an undercover type of thing. But he deserves to retire. He has worked his tail off. Even if there are times that there are books that are discussed about whether other people had put them out and written them or not, like the GYG stuff or not, even if that has happened, if that was the truth, he still wrote a tremendous amount of Goosebumps, and he worked very hard to get where he is in life. And I love him to death. He just seems like a great guy, and I really love his work. Yeah, he deserves it. And I hope that Stein gets to retire before he passes away one day, because he's getting up there, man. I think he's in like his late 70s, I want to say. Mid 70s? He's up there, man. He needs to stop now and enjoy life, I guess. But a writer, from what I hear, doesn't get that out of their system, and they like to keep going, frankly. So that's kind of cool, and I admire him for that. I wish I had that kind of work ethic when it came to my writing. If I didn't have to work a full-time job, I would totally spend it on my writing, frankly. But anyway, yeah. So, thank you for your questions, William. I appreciate you, bud. Hard Zaveri. I think I'm pronouncing that name right. He has 2 different questions here. Number 1 is, your favorite Goosebumps except one at the Haunted Mask? Probably Ghost Camp. I'm kind of tying those 2 up, and I'm getting more and more fond of You Can't Scare Me, where I kind of consider all 3 of those like the best of the best for me. Just my personal taste. The second question he has is, where do you live? I live in Virginia. I don't like to disclose the city, but I live in Virginia. It's a very boring, dull place, and I'm not a fan of it. Anyway, the next question. Thank you, by the way, for your questions. Hard. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name, dude. Guess who? Your opinion on the new Scream movie, and rank all of them in your opinion. I haven't seen the new one. I'm not really excited for it. It looks like hot garbage, frankly. It's just my personal opinion. My favorite will always be the original. I think the first 2 seasons of the TV show from MTV are fantastic. Not even tried to watch the 3rd season. It's freaking looks horrible, frankly. I hate 2. I think 3 is better than 2, but it's not good either. And 4 is back to that actual like down home, just in a city mystery slasher movie, not some theater focused college movie like 2 is, and not some boring career thing like 3 is, Hollywood focused with Jay and Silent Bob appearing in it. So probably for me, and I'm not going to include 5 in this, I think it's the first film, the first 2 TV seasons, 4, 3, and 2. And then I don't know where I'd put 5 yet. Please don't spoil it for me. I have no hope for it. I think it's going to be garbage. Heard a lot of stupid things. I've already seen where they've, greenlit Scream 6. I don't care, frankly. Guess who? Thank you for your question, man. Nightmare Fueled Entertainment. I watch a lot of his content when he uploads, man. He's kind of like me. He's kind of getting dodgy about how long he opens up and puts more videos out there and has the time for it. I'm sure he's probably busy, too. Nightmare Fueled Entertainment. Really good quality videos. If you want somebody who knows what they're talking about with Goosebumps and does edited videos, very high quality videos, frankly. Some of the best in the community, for that matter. You should check out his channel, dude. Nightmare Fueled Entertainment. Congratulations, Michael. Thank you. I'm so glad to have you as part of the Goosebumps YouTube community. My question is, what is one Goosebumps monster besides Slappy that you want to see in the new Goosebumps show? I want to see the mud monsters, dude. I want to see that, and I want to see the Haunted Mask done even better than it's ever been. And that's one thing you can say, too, about the newer Goosebumps books. You don't have as much of an excitement for those stories getting adapted, those monsters getting adapted, as you would for the original classics. And it's not just because of where we grew up with those things being fans. It's like, those designs, in my opinion, were better than a lot of Goosebumps monster designs that are coming out now in the last 10, 15 years. But thank you for the compliment, man. I really appreciate you being part of the Goosebumps community, because you put out some great content. I've seen the last couple of videos from you. I haven't commented on them, I don't think, because I've been so, again, busy. Really like your videos. Fantastic work on your content, dude. Keep them coming out. I really like them. I think everybody likes them so far. Yeah, so thank you guys. But yeah, that's my picks for that. Mr. Mortman, my boy, comments on a lot of stuff. My dude, thank you. I hope you're doing well. What's your favorite horror movie? Scariest one I've ever seen is a tie between Eraserhead from David Lynch and another film called, what was it? God, I reviewed this on the Strange Michael channel. What is it? It's got a Baphomet on the front of it. I've got it on like the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember to save my life. It's like, oh, Antrum. Antrum. A-N-T-R-U-M. The deadliest film ever made. phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If you like really genuinely spooky atmospheric movies, that is one for the books. I think the Fear Footage 1 and 2 are really fun to be low budget found footage movies. I really like those. They're never talked about ever. And favorite slasher series is probably Nightmare on Elm Street. I also love the Jigsaw films, or the Saw films. I really love those. That's probably it. That's really my interest. Let's see. What books do you look forward to reading that you haven't read yet? Man, I don't know if you're talking about Goosebumps or otherwise. When it comes to Goosebumps, I'm really excited about the Series 2000 stuff. I'm kind of holding off on that. I'm also excited to finish the classic original series because I'm really stoked about talking about those. I'm looking forward to the Slappy World books that are coming out this year, like Slappy and Dreamland. That looks pretty cool. Let's see. I just got an update. Goosebumps Completionist, Goosebumps Most Wanted Night of the Puppet People book review. I gotta watch that later, if I get some time tonight. I'm busy tonight, dude. Why do you gotta put up content when I'm busy all the time? Sorry. Completionist is another guy I recommend, too, in the Goosebumps community. Really great guy. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably all my picks on that. It can be Goosebumps or anything else. Oh, he answered my question in the next comment, or the next part of the comment. And do you have a Goodreads? If not, make one. It can be Goosebumps or anything else. For anything else, that part of my collection, the books I'm excited to read, I got a lot of Stephen King I haven't read. I got a lot of Stephen King I want to reread, like Doom McKee. I want to read that during the summer this year if I get a chance. Let's see, I've got a ton of Brian Keene books I want to read. I love his work. I got a ton of Richard Lehman from like 2 years ago that I bought that I've not been able to get around to, especially his vampire stuff. I got quite a few Robert McCammon books, the guy who wrote Swan Song, and I love that book. I'm a massive fan of that book. One of the best writers of all time. I actually started a book recently from him that I want to review for another channel that I'm kind of tinkering around with the idea of. Haven't really solidified what that channel is going to be, but I thought about it for this too. But anyway, I'm kind of jumping around with some Robert McCammon stuff right now too. I'm in a vampire book right now, reading that, so yeah. Just kind of all over the place for the time being. But that's kind of the stuff I'm looking forward to reading this year in 2022. I want to get a lot of books that I haven't read that I've thought about, like some manga and stuff, read and out of the way. Probably throw them into the Goodwill box or something to get them out of the way. Anyway, do you have a Goodreads? If not, make one. I have one. I don't really like Goodreads. I use it for some books when I really genuinely care what people think about a book. I will go to Goodreads for like maybe once every 6 months to see what people think about it. Not with Goosebumps. That's typically the same crap over and over again. It's somebody whining about a female character not being treated properly, or it's some weird SJW thing, or it's somebody saying, this was a kid's book, and I have to see that all the time. All the time. That's why I don't like to look at Goosebumps books on Goodreads. But anything else, Stephen King books and stuff, it can be okay. It can be manageable to see different opinions on certain things in the 1-star and 2-star ranges. But yeah, interesting stuff. So I don't want to really get too active on Goodreads. Not a fan of it. Just kidding. Congratulations. Just kidding. Why did I answer all that if I didn't see the just kidding? I need to read the whole comment sometimes. Congratulations on 3 years. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, Mr. Mortman. I appreciate you, dude. And thank you for all the comments and all the love on the channel, dude. All right. Aragoddess. I've never seen that name on here, I don't think. You must have changed your YouTube name or something. I don't know. Look, the picture looks familiar. Anyway, number 1. Do you think we will see more modern or classic Goosebumps monsters for the TV series? Well, they're going to try to sell new books. And they're going to do one of two things. They're going to put out either both re-releases of original books that they're going to put episodes out for, or they're going to re-release the original covers from Tim Jacobus, probably, with the original books and stuff, as a re-release thing. I don't think they'll put out all 62, but maybe like 15, 20 of them, something like that. Or they'll try to sell mostly newer stuff, which I would kill for an It's Alive Slappy World adaptation to an episode. That'd be great. So that's my thoughts on that. Number 2, have you watched the show Gotham? If so, your thoughts. I actually watched the first season of Gotham and I really liked it. I think it's got a very Tim Burton feel to it. I wish it was a grown-up Batman story and not this grown-up 26-year-old villain's story with no Batman and just like a thriller thing. And I really like it. One of my favorite ideas from anything I've ever read that was so comic booky and pulled off so well was the villain that was tying balloons around people's hands and they were floating up into the air. That was great. I loved that storyline. That was fantastic. My favorite episode of season 1 probably. But I never got to finish the show. I know it ended on a sour note with some people, but I love the guy that plays Jeremy on the show. I think is his character's name? Pretty sure it's Jeremy. He was phenomenal. I love him. He's in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I think is the title of the game. Anyway, he's phenomenal. Great actor. Love him to death. Number 3, have you seen any POTC movies? I saw this question the other day, and I meant to go look into it and find out what that meant. And I don't think I know what POTC is. I can't really think off the top of my head what it is. I'm sorry, dude. I'm currently rewatching the series, and it's better than I remembered. My favorite is Dead Man's Chest. Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what that is. Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. I have seen the first 3, and I love all of them. I think 3 is a really great one. That was one I might very well consider my favorite. I like all 3 of them. I've not seen 4 because it looked terrible at the time, and I've not seen 5. I have the Blu-ray literally sitting right here, and I have not watched it yet. It's been like 2 years since I got that. Because sometimes I hoard things and I forget that I have them and I need to watch them. Thank you for reminding me. Now I want to have a Pirates of the Caribbean marathon or something. Yeah, that's probably the big one for me. Arigatus, thank you for your question. I appreciate you, dude. Maiku, my boy, put out like a 12-question comment here, man. Come on. Anyway, thank you for putting your comments out, dude. And thank you for all the comments and support on the channel, too, my friend. Number 1, who is your favorite superhero? Probably Batman. I love Batman. If you consider the Flash Thompson Venom a superhero, I think he's more of a superhero than an anti-hero, than the regular Eddie Brock Venom. I really like that Venom. He's great. Agent Venom, I think is what they call him. Read the comic run. I love Rick Remender's run on that. Anyway, number 2, have you watched the Harry Potter films? Yes, I just talked about that. If you have, how would you rank them? Fantastic Beasts included. I've not seen either of the Fantastic Beasts movies. I do own them. I do want to try to watch them this year at some point. My other lead at work is a huge fan of Harry Potter, and he loves both movies. Let's see, my favorite of all time is probably going to be the first movie. And I know that's very blasphemous compared to most people's opinions on that. I love it. I have great memories of the toys terrifying me. Like, they had the toy castle thing, and they had that friggin' screaming library book that terrified me in the theaters when I saw that movie. Chamber of Secrets is okay. I don't really want to rank them because there's like 8 movies, not including the other 2 that are out on the top of my head. Or 9, something, I don't know. Anyway, Half-Blood Prince is amazing. Goblet of Fire is amazing. Robert Pattinson was very good there. Order of Phoenix is probably my least favorite, like I said, but it's solid for the most part. Prisoner of Azkaban is solid, but it's kind of boring. I don't like time travel crap. That's what that movie's mostly focused on. Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 are really solid. I think I like 2 better because it's a war movie and it's amazingly dark. And I like Harry Potter in general because it's dark. That's what I really like about it and appreciate about it. Thank you, dude. Number 3, have you read the Harry Potter books? In my opinion, those books are so good. Like I said, I've read the first one quite a few times in my life, and I've read the second one like once or twice. The third one I read like half of and stopped. Number 4, would you want an Attack of the Mutants sequel? Yeah, absolutely, I'll take it. That sounds great. Number 5, out of 10, how would you rate Spider-Man No Way Home? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Absolutely, I loved it. Now, that being fair, that's my opinion on that. I know it's not like a perfect movie or anything, but dude, it had so many great things in it. Number 6, which Goosebumps book would you reread 100 times? Probably one of The Haunted Mask. I love it. Haunted Mask 2 is on that list, Ghost Camp's on that list, and You Can't Scare Me is on that list. How would you rank the Halloween films? Dude, there's so many I can't rank them. I'll give you like my top 5 out of like the 12 that exist. Favorite one is probably, let's see. Favorite one is probably going to be maybe Halloween 2, the original. I really like that. My second one's probably the original Halloween. Third one's probably Halloween 3. The fourth on my top 5 is probably going to be maybe... It's hard to really pick out what I like. That series is really back and forth. I have one opinion that's going to bother people with my number 5 spot, but number 4 is probably going to be maybe H2O. And I think spot 5 is going to be Curse of Michael Myers. Number 6, the theatrical cut. Not the producer's cut, but the theatrical cut. I love it. I love the music in it. I think it's a horrible mess, but I love it and I laugh at it every time I watch it. Great flick. Feels like fall, dude. Really like that about it. The axe kill, you don't see any of it, but the implications and how it's made, I love it. It's a mess of a movie, doesn't make sense a lot at the time, but I love it. That's my top 5. And I do like Halloween 2018, and I do like Halloween Kills quite a bit. The complaints about Halloween Kills are insane to me. It just proves the point of people not paying attention to the movie most of the time, in my opinion, or just the general audience being stupid. I know I'm not trying to be an egotist or anything and act like I'm brilliant, because I'm not, but the general audiences are dumb. And frankly, that's my opinion on it. Let's see. Number 8. For Halloween, would you review the Spongebob episode Scaredy Pants? I may have possibly seen that before. I might do that. I haven't done a Things Like Goosebumps video in a long time. I might do that sometime. I don't know. Number 9. Are you excited to watch the sequels to the first SpongeBob movie? I don't think I've ever seen them, as a matter of fact. I think I've seen the first one, the original theatrical movie. I haven't touched the rest of them. But I love SpongeBob. I'll watch them. You know, I like it. It's fun. Number 10. Are you tired of the formula of the Slappy books till Slappy World? Probably not. I mean, I like how Slappy World's kind of changing up the way we tell a Slappy book most of the time. Slappy Birthday to me was kind of the same old, same old. Say what you will about Ghost of Slappy or Diary of a Dummy, but they were definitely different, and I really enjoyed a lot of them. A lot of both books, I mean, individually. By formula, I mean kids get slappy, blah, 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 blah. Number 11, I know you hate Jurassic World. Yes. I also don't like anything after Jurassic Park 1. I think the rest of it's boring. If you hate Jurassic World, but have you watched Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous? No, I know you recommended it to me, but I have not seen that yet. Probably won't. I'm not a dinosaur guy. I don't know. I just don't care about it. It's one of those things, it's not like I have an insane anger or anything towards it. I just don't care about it. It's honestly great, and the people whom I recommended it say it's awesome. You can watch it on Netflix. I don't have a Netflix account. Probably never will. It has 4 seasons, and it ties into the Jurassic World films. It even answers questions to some of the films. You know, the thing with me is I don't really have questions about the movies. It's not like one of those things like you buy the novelization of a movie to read the questions that you have about it, get certain scenes filling in and all that. You know, I might do that with certain things like the Daredevil film. Came out with Ben Affleck. But most of the time I just don't care enough. If it's a movie I don't like or a series I don't like, I just don't care enough about actually reading or watching anything else that answers questions about any of it. And people did that with like the Clone Wars TV show to answer questions for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And I'm sitting over there like, I just like Star Wars. You know, I just wanted something fun to watch with lightsabers chopping people in half. Anyway, number 12. Who's your favorite and least favorite Harry Potter character? Mind you, this is mostly a movies discussion. My least favorite is that lady, the one teacher from Order of the Phoenix. The one with the pink outfit. I can't stand her. She's obnoxious. My favorite character is probably Harry. I just really like Daniel Radcliffe. He's a great actor. Fits that role perfect. Grew up in that role. Will always be Harry Potter to me. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care what J.K. Rowling says. He's my favorite. Thank you, Maiku, for all your questions, man. I really appreciate you, dude. Really appreciate your support once again. And check out his channel, too, folks. Maiku does a lot of reviews and stuff for just anything. Harry Potter. I think I've seen Star Wars on his channel. SpongeBob stuff, Goosebumps stuff, all that. Great kid. Let's see. Spider-Man fan. Hey, rank the Spider-Man films and rank the Batman movies. I'll give you my top 3 of each series, just because that's a lot to ask. There's a lot of them off the top of my head I can't remember. The Batman movies, my top 3 for those as a Batman fan would be Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. I really love Ben Affleck. I know it's more of like a Justice League prequel type of thing. I love Zack Snyder's Justice League, by the way. But seeing Ben Affleck in action in that Batman vs. Superman movie was what made me love it. And Man of Steel sold me on Superman, so I already loved Henry Cavill, or Cavill, however you say his name. So seeing those two throw down was amazing. I loved it. Favorite version of Batman I'll ever see on screen, probably. Second favorite is Dark Knight, easily, hands down. Favorite third one is probably Batman Returns with Michael Keaton. I love it. Genuinely love it. I love how dark it is. I love the snow, all that stuff. Top 3 Spider-Man films are probably going to be Amazing Spider-Man 1. Love it. Absolute favorite. It's a mess, but I do love it. I think it's the best. Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man, and I will hold those friggin' opinions until I die. Second favorite is the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Loved it. Amazing movie. Third favorite is probably No Way Home, frankly. I loved it. It was amazing. I'm not a Tom Holland guy. Do not like him as Spider-Man. But I love that movie. He was great there. Everybody there was great. That's my opinion for now. Zoe, by the way, thank you for your question, Spider-Man fan. Have you read Spider-Man Noir is my question to you. That's a great first book. Really great. Zoe, she asked about 8 questions. Number 1, favorite spin-off series of Goosebumps? Just anything. Favorite spin-off series is probably going to be like, that's a hard one to answer, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're talking about Goosebumps, and I think we're talking about like different eras, like GYG and all that, maybe Slappy World. I really like that one. Maybe GYG. There's 2 really great ones. If we're talking about like regular movies, I don't really have like a favorite spin-off, frankly. I don't know if I even have a spin-off stuck in my head, frankly. Not like Suicide Squad. Those movies suck. They're terrible. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I just don't know. Number 2, top 3 or top 5 Stephen King books. Let's do top 5. Bag of Bones, Doom McKee in number 2. Number 3 is probably going to be... man, I've read a lot of great ones from him. I've read some stinkers, dude. So I have to be careful about how I filter through these. Bag of Bones and Doom McKee are tied for like top 1 and top 2. Love both of them. Number 3 is probably going to be... man, it's hard to get off the top of your head. It's been so long since I read a Stephen King book. Good lord. Man, there's so many good ones. Maybe Everything's Eventual. That's a phenomenal short story collection. Number 4 would probably be 11/22/63. That's another phenomenal one. These are kind of out of order of what I love from him. Number 5 is probably going to be, off the top of my head, maybe... I'm trying to think some of the hardcovers I have. Maybe It? Maybe? It's a great book. I really like that one. I've read that one a couple of times. I love it. There's some complaints I have, just like everybody else has, but it's a great book. Anyway, that's my top 5. Thank you for asking. Number 3, favorite Goosebumps character. Probably Slappy. I love him. He's great. Number 4, favorite Goosebumps book starring Slappy, minus the Slappy World books that he is just present as the narrator. Frankly, I loved Slappy's Nightmare until the last chapter, which was awful. But I think as a complete book that I genuinely think is phenomenal, I think Night of the Living Dummy 3 is great. I love that. I thought it was a really great one that I don't remember if I read or not before I read it for the review that I did. What's your reading routine for question number 5? Let's see. When the renovation isn't going on, I usually get up about like 10 o'clock, 9:50, somewhere in there. Kind of get ready, brush my teeth, all that. Don't really have breakfast super often. I used to, and I kind of tried to slack away from that recently unless I'm actually hungry. Right now it's like I get up at 10 and I go like, when the renovation's not happening, I go straight to my famous chair that I sit in now that I love, that came with this house that we're renting. And it's great. It's the ultimate reading chair. It rocks and everything. I love rocking chairs to read in. And I just kind of go from book to book off the shelves, frankly, when it comes to the stuff I'm not reading Goosebumps-wise and the stuff I am reading Goosebumps book-wise. And I try to start off each day with reading like 2 chapters of the Bible, which I'm in the New Testament right now. And if I get through those 2 chapters, then I try to start reading like Goosebumps and read like whatever amount I can for that. And then I read like whatever else I'm reading on the side to try to get some of that moved out of the way. Because I'm trying to go through my bookshelves this year and get stuff read and moved along to Goodwill or onto the shelf again, if it's something I love. I'm having a really hard time trying to carve out time to do that because of the renovation just taking all of my sleep away. I feel like all I do is sit, listen to somebody scrape walls where they're getting ready to paint, and then go back to sleep and then go to work. I feel like that's all I do. And hang out with my wife a little bit at nighttime before bed, but that's really it, frankly. That's my reading routine, with all the other extra details. Number 6, werewolves or aliens? I love werewolves. I'll take werewolves over aliens any day. Movies around aliens suck. Fire in the Sky is kind of scary. It scared me a lot when I was a kid. Number 7, any tips for courting with a girl that is your friend for 2 years? Bro, let me be honest with you. I'm not the flirtation master. I can be funny sometimes, maybe. But if you're funny, you'll have an easy time. If it's a friend of yours, you have an easy time, I think. You have a lot of stuff you could probably know what you can talk about boundary-wise and whatnot. But if you're a younger person, you're asking that, you're asking the wrong guy. Because I I had like a lot of long distance relationships and stuff, which was stupid. Frankly, wasted a lot of my time. And then I like went on like 1 or 2 dates, and then I went on a date with my wife, and here I am, 7 years later, we're together. You know, married the other year and everything. I don't really have the advice for that. I think my best 2 advice from man to man is be kind, be generous, and be gentle. As in, like, the way you speak to someone. Do not be harsh, do not be mean, rude. You can't force somebody to like you, right? That's my opinion on that. That's really all the advice I have for you. And that will do you well at all points of life, not just flirting with some cute girl that you're friends with, but the rest of it. It will. It'll help with a lot of places in your life. All right, do you play Left 4 Dead? If so, what are your thoughts? And if not, what other games do you play? I actually love Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I think I only own 2. I haven't played 1 in, like, since high school, like 12, 13 years ago. I really like it. I know there's like a new game like Back 4 Blood or something, and I didn't even know it was a Left 4 Dead sequel. I think my cousin told me about it. And I saw like a video. I think Markiplier played it or something. I saw a video of him playing it, I think. I was very surprised to see it come back. It doesn't look like it's any good compared to what the originals were. I love Left 4 Dead. And if it's not that, other things I play when I have time are things like Silent Hill. I love Dragon Ball Z games. I love Star Wars games. Those are always great. Most of the time. Sometimes. I love Lego games too. Lego games are the bomb, dude. The older I get, the more I like cartoonish stuff like that. It's just fun. Not that all of them are great, but most of them are, in my opinion. That's my personal selection of games that I go to. I also love first-person shooters, but they don't make many of those nowadays that are actually good. It's usually very silly, weird stuff like Overwatch, whereas I believe more FPS should be more like the Doom and Call of Duty type of thing and be gory and fun and that kind of thing and try to have some realism and impact to it when you kill somebody in it. That's just me and my horrific details. Anyway, thank you, Zoe, for watching this. Blessed Coleman. I have a question. Do you think Slappy be in a new Goosebumps TV show 2022? Because I feel like he don't. I think he will be, frankly. That's just my personal opinion. Why would you not want to make money off Slappy? That's my biggest question. Thank you, Coleman. Appreciate your question, dude. Lycan. I have a question, too. What is the most shocking and most memorable ending you had ever read in Goosebumps? Probably the horrible ending at the end of Ghost of Slappy. When it comes to genuinely actually shocking, I've had mostly bad reactions to that. I've had very satisfying endings that I liked. I don't know about twist endings that I was like, oh my god, I never saw that coming. I've had 1 or 2 of those. I don't remember off the top of my head what they were. But mostly when I have that, like, oh my god feeling, it's usually because it's terrible. I've had a lot of those. Lizard of Oz is a great example of that. Lizard of Oz was really, really bad. How I Met My Monster had a horrible ending. A lot of the Slap Your World books have really bad endings that are like, oh my god type of endings. I don't like the whole random Tumblr girl endings that a lot of these endings try to be nowadays. It's stupid. Alright, thank you for your question. Oh wait, you asked me more. No, I guess that was it. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong question. Lycan, thank you. Sis and Brothers Miller. Question, what will happen to Goosebumps after R.L. Stein? Who will take over, or will Goosebumps preferably end? I hope it ends, because everything when the creator dies gets ruined. Spongebob's a great example of that in a lot of ways. Because of the kind of claims the Nickelodeon made as soon as the creator of that show died. I don't remember his name, sadly. They're already trying to kill Goosebumps now, now that it's on Disney+. They're also trying to kill it because IDW has the comic book rights, and they just slaughter it and slit its throat over and over again every time they put out a new issue. It's probably already on the verge of death. It's like in the Star Wars death pit now, with everything else that the SJWs have ruined. Stein is keeping it alive by writing more books, so I'm glad about that. But when he's dead, God forbid, dude, I probably won't buy any more Goosebumps stuff, frankly, because I'll just expect it to be horrible. That's just my personal opinion. It's probably not a popular opinion. It's probably a very controversial opinion, but that's my personal opinion, frankly. Yeah. Thank you, Sis and Brother Miller. Appreciate you guys. Or you, or whoever's commenting. Hayes, what is your top 5 favorite authors? Let's see. Probably R.L. Stein, maybe Brian Keene, Richard Lehman, Robert McCammon, Stephen King, probably the top 5 there for me. I might be forgetting somebody too that I really like. That's probably my top 5, generally. And they kind of jump around in different places, but I really, really, really love R.L. Stein, Stephen King, Richard Lehman, and Brian Keene. Those are like the big ones. McCammon pretty much always hits it out of the park from what I've read. Let's see. Also, what is your top 5 favorite Stephen King books? Somebody asked and I already did that. Thank you, God bless you, and keep you. Hey, thank you, Hayes. I appreciate your support, man. I remember you on the last Q&A, I believe. Thank you for the support and the questions. Garrett Larson, my question is, when do you think we will see another Goosebumps Retro tin set? And I think they should eventually add Series 2000 and give yourself Goosebumps to the tins too. I would love to see both of those added in. I would really love to see that. I would be curious if it would come out in the next, like, once every 6 months, something like that. That'd be cool. Maybe once a year. People really love them. I don't know why they don't want to put them out more, aside from giving Tim Jacobus more money or something. I don't know what the deal is, but I really like them. I think a lot of people really dig those. I have like all of them now. Anyway, thank you for your question, Garrett. Steven Chavez, my boy, has 5 questions for me. Good guy. Happy 3rd year anniversary, man. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you being here pretty much the entire time from what I remember. Here's my 5 questions. Question number 1. My first question is excited. Are you excited for Sonic the Hedgehog Movie 2 sequel? Absolutely not. I was not a fan of the first one. I'm not excited about this one. Number 2, my second question is, what 5 retro books would you put in a tin? Also, which color would you pick? If we're just sticking to the classic books, it'd be You Can't Scare Me if it hasn't already had that. I know it has a re-release cover, but I'd love to see the original cover in one, and I don't think it was in any of the recent ones. Or was it? I don't remember. But Ghost Camp, Curse of Camp Cold Lake needs one, in my opinion, because kids nowadays are not prepared emotionally for that cover, frankly. Those 2, the original Dummy 3 cover. Let's see, what's another great one? That would be the main 3 I would put in there, frankly. Let's see. And also, which color would you pick? I want to say a blue color this time around. I think they did orange and purple and maybe another color. I don't remember the other one, but I would like that one particularly. Number 3, my third is, have you played or heard of the Mega Man X series? Heard of it. I've never played Mega Man before, ever. Any of them. And I've always wanted to. I have a cousin that's really, really, really into Mega Man. I've never played it. It's such a shame, frankly. It looks cool. I loved it. Looks neat. Number 4, my fourth question, what do you expect for the 30th anniversary? I expect nothing. And I feel like they're going to expect us to expect them to make some kind of special for the TV show if it's still around, which I don't think it will be. And that's probably going to be it. maybe a special box set with like 1 or 2 books in it, you know, that people actually asked for, and not just re-release covers of some garbage we don't want. Number 5, my final question is, which Goosebumps classic reprint book would you like to see? Ghost Camp. Ghost Camp. It deserves it. It's a great book and no one ever talks about it. Steven, thank you so much for your support, your love, all the stuff you help me with, all the news that you let me know about when stuff gets announced. I really appreciate all that, man. Thank you for being here, and God bless you, my dude. I need to taste a drink before I go further, because it's been a long video already. I think it's already at an hour. I don't know. I don't have a timer up. I should have put a timer up to help myself out. Wow, YouTube got rid of the little scrolly thing on the side too, so I can't really tell how much further I have to go. For 37 comments, I don't even think I'm halfway through. I'm a very big rambler. Ryan Lee, I know this unrelated, but Haunting with the Stars cover art is out, and the book that's after that's going to be called Slappy Beware. I need to look into that. Somebody told me the other day the cover came out, and I didn't respond because I was busy. And somebody else told me I responded to that person too. Thank you for letting me know, Ryan. I appreciate that, dude. And thank you for the support on the channel. Fred Rex 2007, he's been here for a while too. Let's see. If you ever had the chance to write a Goosebumps book with R.L. Stein, what would it be? I would like to work on a Slappy book, because I love Slappy books. I know everybody's bored with it, and I don't think my name being on it would help anybody sell it better. But I would still like to work on that, because I love Slappy, and I'd like to hear Stein's direct thoughts more about Slappy and more ideas that we could work on together that I haven't heard about. Because Slappy World's had some different type of Slappy books that we've never seen that kind of formula before. And I like that. Thank you for your question, Fred. Thank you for being here all the time. Appreciate you, dude. Now, Sieg or Siege Meyer. What was the worst book you've ever read? And also, when you finish... Okay, that's another question. Let me start off with the first one. What was the worst book you've ever read? If it's from Goosebumps, Lizard of Oz really takes the cake. There's some other ones, too, that really take the cake, but that one really takes the cake, frankly. The original Monster Blood's really bad too. If we're talking about any book that I've ever read, there was a Walter Dean Myers book I read. I can't remember what it was. I think I read a couple of his books. There was one that had like a white cover and like red outline around it, and it was horrible. I couldn't stand it. There was another one that he did. I think it was a Vietnam book, and I hated that book too. It was terrible. As in like a Vietnam War type of story, and it was so boring, so stupid, and I couldn't stand it. Not a fan of Walter Dean Myers at all. Let's see, I've had some other bad ones too, dude. Like, those are probably the worst of the worst that I've read. Out of everything I've read in my life, that's probably the worst of the worst. Yeah, so thank you for your first question. Let's see what the next one was. And also, when you finish all the original books in Horrorland and all of that, will you rank them? I ranked Horrorland. If you haven't seen that yet, I did rank that. And I will rank the other ones when I do, God willing, if I have the time. I will get around to doing all that at some point. So, thank you for your questions, Meyer. I appreciate you, dude. Deacon Goldfire, please rank the Halloween series. I also sort of gave you like my top 5 a little bit ago. Sorry, dude. Somebody else gave me the same question after you did. Also, I love your videos. Keep up the good work, man. And also, February 28th is my birthday. Hey, that's cool, man. It's my channel's birthday, too. Hey, I appreciate you being here, dude. Really appreciate your, view and that kind of thing. Appreciate you being here with the rest of the community. And happy birthday. That's pretty great. That's your birthday tomorrow. Well, I guess today, or the time when you guys are seeing this video. But still, tomorrow for me. Congrats, man. I hope you have a good birthday. I am that one Goosebumps fan. My boy, how you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. What is the weirdest plot for a Goosebumps book that you love? Probably Ghost of Slappy. Because that dummy has a soul. And it was fun. And then it had a horrible ending that ruined the book for me. Thank you for your question, my dude. I hope you're doing okay. Alright, Ninja Party Babe 45. I have a bunch of questions. Good lord, there's like 15 here. There's 13. Okay, I'll try to read them and get to them as fast as I can. Number 1. Would you want the original voice of Slappy from the 90s show to come back to voice Slappy himself? A lot of people want him to come back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 2. Which version of Slappy would you want to be in the show? The original or the movie version? The original. But I'll take the new one. But I'll prefer the original. Number 3. What is your opinion on Rocky and Dennis in the series, and should R.L. Stein bring them back even if Mary Ellen is confirmed to return for the show? I want them all back. I want even the blonde-haired Howdy Doody dummy to be back, frankly. I want all of them. Number 4. What will happen to the series if R.L. Stein decides to retire from writing, or what if he passes away? Like I said, it's doomed. It's already kind of heading towards the doomed area, but it'll be doomed. Promise you. There has to be a family member or a friend of his who can have his Goosebumps legacy keep on going, even for new generations. See, usually those people don't realize they're selling out to Scholastic or any other agenda, and then that gets it ruined. Happens all the time. You see what Disney did to Star Wars when they convinced Lucas to sell it because the fans hated his guts so much and talked so much trash to him. Number 5. I know R.L. Stein never thought of bringing Mr. Wood back, but if he does decide to bring him back, how would Mr. Wood return for the new series? It would be a revenge story, like a Punisher movie. It would be great. Number 6. If the show may be taking place where the movies left off, do you think Horrorland show should be in the show and Slappy would end up being the King of Monsters? Excuse me, I can't read today. Being the King of Monsters with a new outfit we never seen him in. I think that would be pretty neat to see. That could be cool until they decide to put Slappy in a suit of armor. And then I would have an issue. But I would like to see him. That'd be cool, I guess, to an extent. Let's see. Number 7. Which monsters would you want to be in a bigger role for the show that either never got enough screen time from the movies or never had a chance to be on screen since their book debut? Maybe... I don't know. Maybe the monster from Ghost Camp, like the urban legend about the woods. That was pretty cool. I'd like to see that. Number 8. Since Disney Plus is creating the show, should the Disney parks put in Goosebumps-related rides and live shows during the Halloween season? Well, you'll get your answer if it succeeds. You'll at least have toys in the Disney store if it succeeds. But yeah, I would like to see all that again. It used to have that back in the day. Number 9. Instead of having the monsters being trapped back into the books, should the weakness of the monsters be used for the show instead? Trapping monsters in a book would be repetitive, but using a monster's weakness against them would be a lot more challenging but fun. That would be cool, but I don't think there's a whole lot of them that have weaknesses. You have the obvious ones like King Jelly Jam and Slappy and the Haunted Mask and stuff like that. But that could be cool if they invented some for some of the monsters, just not something stupid like, you have to like barf on them or something. Like I I don't know. That's my personal opinion. You got to be careful with that ground when you're walking on it. Number 10. Besides destroying every manuscript, do you think it would be smarter if Slappy destroyed the typewriter as well? It was the main cause for the monsters to be trapped in books in the first place. Yeah, but I would also see that. I would like to see that flip on Zappy. I would like to see that also flip on Slappy's head. That'd be cool. If Curly the Skeleton is confirmed for the show, how should he appear? Like the Crypt Keeper or as Slappy's right-hand man? I would take him as the Crypt Keeper over top of Slappy because I don't need an episode dedicated to Curly because he never really had a book or anything focused on him either as far as I know. And that would be my opinion on that because Slappy should be in episode adaptations of his books. Number 12. Do you think some of the original actors should help out the kids throughout the show if they come back? Many of them do not have the acting skills they need. Many of them, like Hayden Christensen, I don't think would ever come back out of embarrassment for what's happened with him in Star Wars and all that other stuff. Great actor, but still, I don't think he'd come back. But it would be cool seeing some of them, like the original Haunted Mask Girl, the original Carly Beth. I'd like to see her come back. I don't think she would, but still, I'd like to see her. Number 13, the final question. R.L. Stein said he wants the show to be more scary than campy. Do you think Disney Plus should listen to him and fulfill his wishes? Yes, but they're not going to. If they do, I would be immensely shocked, and I will get right on this camera and tell you, hey, I was wrong. But I won't be wrong. I won't be wrong. But I would love to see a scarier one. I would love to see one more like the original show, even if it's like that kind of scary. Like some are just really goofy episodes, some are more comedic, and then some are genuinely scary. I would be fine with that. The good plus with it being on Disney Plus is that it'll have a budget, hopefully, but it could also suck tremendously. Ninja Party Babe 45. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you for all the questions, too. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to... It's a link, so I'm going to delete this and remove it. Because I don't want anybody to fall for anything. Goosebumps Completionist, my boy. I'm going to cross my legs real quick. I need more drink. I'm sorry. It's a long video. I thought I would be able to get through this pretty quick, and I did not. I should have picked out some questions. It's kind of getting a little late, too, you know? I may or may not cut it off and just stop answering questions, but I wanted to get everybody's stuff done because of, you know, this year not being the most productive YouTube channel on the planet. My boy Goosebumps Completionist, you should check out his channel if you haven't checked it out before. Great guy, does book reviews, analyzations, all kinds of stuff, just like I do. No editing. That's fun. Anyway, moving along. Yay! I have 4 questions for you in honor of 3 years. Number 1, what's your thoughts on rehashing in modern Goosebumps? Does it annoy you? It doesn't, but I know it does bother a lot of people, and I think it bothers Completionists as well. But it doesn't bother me, you know? Number 2, what's your least favorite of these format nuances Goosebumps is known for? You gotta believe me. Convince, complain, convince, complain, convince, complain. That one's annoying. I'll give you that. Let's see the other options. The Dreamscape. The dream sequence, every is just a dream sequence. That's obnoxious as well. Endless chase scenes, running, even more running. I don't mind that one, that's fine. Over neuroticism. I don't know what that means. Are you a monster? Monster this, monster obsession. No, I like that too, because that can be the fun ones when you have like a Frankenstein-themed book or a Dracula-themed book. That can be fun. I would say the one that annoys me the most is the Dreamscape, followed up with You Gotta Believe Me right behind it. Number 3, what do you think is the most overlooked book that you've read in the franchise? Ghost Camp and You Can't Scare Me, frankly. Sad to see how far people don't pay attention to that. Number 4, I brought up a point recently and want your take. Would you be willing to support the new Goosebumps show even if it isn't something you first find enjoyable, in the hopes that they would make a sister anthology show to pair with it, like taking it for the team if you get my drift? It's not going to succeed, and if it does, it'll be a mild hit. And if it's a major hit, I would be shocked, frankly. The first trailer, I think, will be the best judge on that, as much as trailers are not reliable at all. This will be a good tell, I think, because they're going to try to sell us on it and the new audience on it. Are You Afraid of the Dark had it backfire on them, even with the budget they had. They didn't go the original formula, but they did try something new. I liked it. It seemed like it shot them in the foot, frankly. I would be surprised to see Goosebumps be a hit. Like I said multiple times in this video, I don't think they would ever make a sister show. I just don't. I don't. Unless it becomes a major hit, they ain't doing it. If they do, I guess we could take one for the team if it ends up being well done. I don't know. I'll just take what I get, I guess. I'm so proud to see your channel triple in size and viewers since I subbed to you back in 2020. Huge congrats, my friend. Dude, same thing for your channel. It's getting like, I think it's over 500 subs, and I've been subbed to him since he was subbed to me and talked to me a little bit. Completionist videos are fantastic. I really enjoy his content. Super fun guy, super funny guy. I think he has some great takes on things like comic books and stuff as well. And dude, I like your content. Please keep uploading it as soon as you can. I know you're busy as well with your life stuff going on. But I am just amazed to see how the Goosebumps community is still thriving. I'm amazed to see how people are still coming to this channel and still going to other channels I've seen that I follow as well. It's amazing to me to see how much people appreciate Goosebumps, whether it be the most boring guy on the planet talking about it, in this case me, or just extremely fun people like the other guys in the community that are making really fun content. It kind of shocks me, frankly. There's a need for Goosebumps community content, and I worry about the new show also kind of ruining that a little bit. More for the smaller guys, you know, like myself and Completionist and Monster Blood and the guys who are doing these smaller, every once in a while stuff, Maiku, so on and so on, those guys. I worry about it ruining things for them when people like CBC or Comic Book Cast, you know, those guys, making videos like that. That's going to piss me off, probably. Hopefully they stick with their comic book stuff, but you know they won't. It'd be cool to see other people talk about the stuff, or all of us getting interviewed and stuff for how long we've been fans before the show became popular. It's kind of like before the most, and this is kind of a spoiler for the new Spider-Man movie. You've probably already seen it. It made a ton of money. But before that movie came out, I was a major fan of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. And I'm no joke pissed off that all of a sudden everybody who told me for years, including close friends of mine, that his version sucked, that Andrew Garfield was terrible, they see No Way Home and all of a sudden they like him. And that's all I hear is how they want Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield now. You scumbags, we could have had that 10 years ago. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 was horrible. It was awful. And it was because of you guys, and they tried to be like Marvel, even though Spider-Man is Marvel. They tried to be more like the Disney movies for Marvel, the MCU stuff, and they ruined it. They absolutely killed it. And then it was dead for a little while, and then they had to give in to Disney. But now everybody's an Andrew Garfield fan, and I'm sitting here like sad about it. Because I'm like the one true, genuine fan of him, along with one other friend of mine, that we were the only people who loved that version from that original first movie from 2012. And now I have to hear everybody tell me about how great he is. Which is great for him, and I'm excited about it to an extent. But man, people suck. I don't want Goosebumps to become that kind of thing again. It's not a gatekeeping thing. It's just, it's obnoxious. And it's the general audience trying to fit in. And I don't like it. None of you guys are like that, but other people will be. You mark my words. If it succeeds, it will be that way. You promise me. Or I promise you. Somebody promises somebody. Yeah. So dude, thank you for your content. Thank you for uploading. Thank you for being a part of the channel and doing the review-a-thon and everything with me in 2021. That was a blast, even though I sucked at it. So go check out Goosebumps Completionist is what I'm trying to say. Shady Side Library. My dude, I hope you're doing well too. Would you ever buddy read a Goosebumps book with your wife? Yeah, we're trying to figure out what would be best for her. I'm reading a current book right now I don't want to talk about yet, and I'll review it eventually, maybe this week. I think it would be a good fit for her, possibly. I don't know yet. I want it to be a classic book. I think there's a classic book out there that she would really dig. I thought about Slappy books because they're kind of creepy but not super creepy. I thought about The Haunted Mask, but the episodes scare her so bad that I don't think she can handle it. Because they're scary. The first two Haunted Mask books, and especially one of the Haunted Mask, the fourth one, are genuinely scary in my opinion. I don't know if she can handle it, frankly. I'm trying to find something mild that's not a comedy book that will have a terrible ending. I want to find something that's through and through a good book. Maybe Ghost Camp, but it's really scary. You Can't Scare Me has that urban legend feel. I don't know if she can handle that. She is very, very gentle with something like that. She doesn't like scary. So I'm trying to find something that would really fit for her because I want her to check it out. I want to do a video at least one time with her for this channel. That would be really fun. We've talked about it and we can't really find what would be perfect for her just yet or what would appeal to her. It has to appeal to her before it could be a good book. So if she found like her top 5 that she thought sounded and looked appealing based off the title and the cover, I would start there. I don't know what it would be though. So I'm still working on that, frankly. If so, what book would you choose for y'all to read review on the channel? If it were up to me, it would probably be maybe the first Not a Living Dummy. That could be really fun. I think that she wouldn't appreciate Slappy, though, because Slappy's not the main villain in that book. So, I don't know. Thank you for your question, dude. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate your comments. Dennis Smith. If you could co-write a new Haunted Mask book with R.L. Stein, where would you take the story? I kind of talked about this a long time ago. My idea for a Goosebumps book for Haunted Mask would be having kind of monster blood be the body and the mask be on them, and like they've become their own person. Not like talking person, like their own monster, like they've somehow conjoined. And I don't know what the solution would be. I don't know who the characters would be. Maybe bring back the characters from Monster Blood to solve that issue. Maybe Carly Beth would be thrown in there somewhere. Maybe Sabrina. I don't know. But I would like that idea. That could be kind of fun. It's not the best idea, but it'd be my idea. All right. Dennis, thank you for your question, dude. Razviel Ramos. I haven't seen him comment in a long time, dude. How you been? All right. We got like 4 questions here. Question 1. You think you will ever get Carl in any Goosebumps media? I don't know who that is. Is it Carly Beth you're referring to? That could be cool. Maybe in the new episodes of the show or something. I don't know. I can't see them passing up on Haunted Mask. I think they're absolutely going to make a Haunted Mask adaptation. Question 2. Do you think that Disney should ever just have done a Disney Chills series opposed to the new Goosebumps series that's coming on Disney+? I haven't read Disney Chills. I have a couple of the books. I think it would have been better for them to make money off of like their typical stuff, like Little Mermaid and so on and so on. But I think Goosebumps is doomed with them. It'll have a budget, but I think it'll be doomed. I think they're not going to hit that tone they need to. So I don't know. Maybe they should have went that way. Question 3. How would you do a live-action adaptation of Goosebumps short story Holly Jolly Holiday? I'm not a big fan of that final Tales to Give You Goosebumps book, so I don't remember that story, frankly. I don't know what I would do with it. I just don't really have any ideas. I don't really like that book because most of the stories were really kind of flatlining. I think it's why it was the death of that series. All right, bonus question for you. Who do you think would win in a fight, the Masked Mutant or Dr. Maniac versus the Masked Mutant? I think he means Masked Mutant, and Dr. Maniac versus the Gatsby Greener. Masked Mutant is pretty tough, and I love Dr. Maniac, so I'm gonna say them. I don't know how I don't remember who Greener is. Maybe is that the one from the newer Slappy World superhero book? They call me the something. They call me the Howler. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But thank you, dude, for your questions. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you're doing all right. Grayson the Goosebumps Kid, my dude. 7 questions, I think, from what I'm seeing here. Hey, Michael, here are my questions. Number 1, any advice on getting through high school? Like I said, dude, high school was awful for me. It wasn't like a bullying thing. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, I just hated being there. I felt like I was wasting my time, and I could have actually made money or something while I was working. High school sucked, but I will tell you this. Enjoy it. It's going to be the best time of your life, probably. As soon as you become an adult, you're going to have a hard time. Work is going to suck. If you go into management, oh my God. Be prepared for stupid after stupid after stupid. Number 2, if you could make a Goosebumps video game, what would be the plot and who would be the characters? I would make a Haunted Mask one basically because I want a Halloween-themed one, specifically. You know? I don't know who the characters would be. I don't know if Carly Beth would be the main character or just some random kids encountering the Haunted Mask for the first time. But that could be fun. I would love to see a Goosebumps Lego game. That'd be great. You could do so much stuff with that. That'd be really fun, frankly. Because I like how the Harry Potter Lego games are very dark in a lot of ways. You could totally pull that off with this. Number 3, how many shows do you think Disney and other companies have ruined? Dude, tons of them. Tons of them. Absolutely. Tons of movie series and everything. One of my personally is Thomas and Friends. Mattel got to them. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that a while back from somebody else who'd commented and told me about it. It looks doomed. It's pretty doomed from what I could tell. Number 4, how do you cope with the shows making fun of Christians and their religion? As a very big pusher of freedom of speech, I think this is a very tedious ground. As a Christian, in one part of me, if it's an actually funny joke, I'm fine with it, because I'll laugh at it. If it's genuinely funny and well thought out, I'll do it. Most of it's not. And that's usually where my issue comes in. It's usually a dumb criticism that any idiot could explain to you in 2 seconds, and it's usually a mischaracterization of the Bible or mischaracterization of God or Jesus or anything like that. So I try not to take it personally. A lot of the time it's just worth turning it off and ignoring it. And that's really my advice to you, man. I would not... The older you get, Grayson, you're going to realize, too, that there's a lot of stupid out there. There's a lot of people that aren't weren't... There's a lot of people not worth listening to. Yeah. You're going to see that the older you get. Let's see. Number 5. What are some of the creepiest Goosebumps book covers you've ever seen? I still think one of the scariest ever is the original Dummy book and Curse of Camp Cold Lake. Those are both great, scary covers. Number 6, any advice on how to make Goosebumps videos for YouTube and still have time for school? I need a schedule or something. I don't really have any recommendations for you, dude. It's way harder when you're an adult working second shift, I promise you. Just try to find the time. I mean, if you can read a little bit after school, I know it's exhausting, but if you have some energy, dude, try to do it now if you want to start out now, because now as a younger person not working, it's the right time to do it, because when you get older... It's hard to find time for that kind of thing. Anyway, let's see. Number 7. Would you be interested in reviewing the Slumber Party Massacre or Sleepaway Camp on your horror movie reviewing channel? Yeah, I want to review both of those series. I love Sleepaway Camp. I've never seen Slumber Party Massacre. I heard about the spoilers for this newest one that came to DVD. I was kind of surprised by that, but it's like a remake. But the original Sleepaway Camp will never be made again. I'm convinced at some point with the kind of culture war we're dealing with that it'll be banned from all of public domain and whatnot. No one will be able to watch it or anything. So, in my opinion, it's great. I bought a Blu-ray of it, and I love that flick. It's fantastic. Shocked me to death when I read it, or watched it. Thanks for answering my questions, and God bless as always. Thank you, Grayson. God bless you as well, my dude. I hope you have an easier time in high school. I know it's not easy, dude. It's a boring time, frankly, and sometimes difficult time, depending on who you are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support here, dude. Really appreciate you, and God bless you. Gary. Okay, I'm on the last couple of comments here. That's cool. Gary, with quotation marks around his name. That's interesting. Who do you think is the most powerful Goosebumps character? Probably Slappy, because they constantly move the goalposts on what he's able to do and what he's not able to do. So... there's that. I know there's some other people like the Wishmaker people and stuff like that. Not their name, Wishmaker, but their abilities. Yeah. Like Jenny the Genie, or Jenna the Genie from the recent book, Scream of the Evil Genie I reviewed. But, yeah. I don't really care about the Genie characters. They may possibly be the most powerful, but Slappy can literally do anything. He doesn't die. He just comes back all the time. Nobody knows how. He has a ghost. He has a spirit and stuff now. You can do anything. Follow-up questions. Do you think that the new TV show will put it back on the mainstream? I don't think so. I don't think so. If it does, I'd be shocked. And it'll mainly be because of older fans and younger, newer fans. But other than that, nobody's going to be paying attention to that show. I really don't think it'll happen. Disney Plus will probably try to promote the crap out of it on Disney Plus. And then when it falls apart and nobody pays attention to it, nobody watches it, they're not going to pay attention. They won't make any money off of it. Thank you for your questions, dude. EB, the original master. I haven't seen comments from him in a while, dude. I see him in like every video, but I also don't upload as frequently as I used to. EB, I hope you're doing well, dude. Thank you for watching these videos and stuff. Here's my question for the Q&A. What are your opinions on the Jurassic Park franchise, and are you going to see Jurassic World Dominion? Like I said earlier, I like the first one. I hate everything after it. I genuinely don't like anything about the rest of them. I think they all suck. I think I'm losing my voice. Need a taste of Dr. Pepper before I stop this video with an epilogue. So, that is the Q&A for the 3-year anniversary video. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you had a good time with this video. I hope that 2022... I forgot the year number. I hope 2022 is going better for you this time around. Pray for me, pray for my wife, pray for my family. We're trying to get a lot of things organized with this kitchen renovation and all that. I want to do more work here on the channel for you guys, some work on the other channels I have. Having a really hard time with my job, like I said, it's extremely difficult. Way too much to manage and pay attention to, a lot of insanity around there. And I just ask you guys to be, really prayerful for me if you happen to be a Christian. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments, your love, your support. All 37 of these comments and all the questions you guys ask, I appreciate all of it. And I hope I don't seem ungrateful about some of the questions and whatnot. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my life, my wife's life as well. We really love you guys. And we're really thankful for all of you guys being here and being a part of this. 2,100 subscribers. It's amazing to me. Hopefully we'll increase even more next year. Next February 28th of 2023. And I hope that I can bring content this year that you guys will enjoy. Maybe we'll be done with all the books by the end of this year. I doubt it, but maybe. That would be cool. It would be fun. And I just hope I have content to keep you guys excited. You never know what the rest of the year will bring. You really don't. I mean, you never know. If God has his way, maybe next year I'll have a kid by this time. You don't know. It's a weird life, you know? It's also a wonderful life is what I'll leave you with. That was corny and cheesy, but it was also the way to end this very sentimental video, once a year Q&A type of thing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all tuning in and listening to me ramble. If you sat through this whole video, I'm surprised if you did. And thank you for watching. God bless you guys. Hopefully you'll tune in for the current new videos and Q&As and reviews of episodes and books and all that other good stuff. Slappy World is still ongoing, and hopefully I think it is going to be going on through the rest of this year. I don't know about 2023. Are we getting any more books next year? Is there a contract saying that? I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless you all, and goodbye.